whilst this lot are loving their Christmas feast, across the park there's a pair who have gone right off their food.
We've noticed our porcupines haven't been quite themselves lately. They are a little bit under the weather at the moment.
Their weight's been sort of slowly dropping. They've gone from about 4.5 kilos down to almost 4 kilos. It's about a 500-gram drop.
A few of the keepers on closer inspection have spotted there might be something going on with their teeth.
One of them looks like she snapped a tooth, the other one looks like she's got a bit of a swollen mouth.
As a member of the rodent family, porcupines are heavily reliant on their lovely big teeth to chew their food. Without them, they would struggle to eat and their health could be seriously affected.
We'll have to get a bit of veterinary intervention and then we'll hopefully have them back and see where we go from there.
The porcupines need to be looked at as soon as possible. But getting this prickly pair to the vets will be easier said than done.
They've got these ridiculous noses, which are all big and pink and soft and squishy. But unfortunately for me, that is the only soft part of their body. They are covered nose to tail in quills, very, very sharp quills, which are, of course, there to protect them from predators, but also there to protect them from keepers who want to get them to the vet.
It's an extremely daunting task, and not for the faint-hearted. Sam and the team have no choice but to get the spiky duo into their travel crates.
Pumpkin in particular has gone and settled herself in her nice cosy nest box for the day. It's a wooden box with quite a small opening, so somehow we're going to have to fish her out of there. So just to kind of complicate it a little bit further, she's sat in possibly the most difficult place she could be.
Normally, they'd be able to entice her with food, but as the porcupines will need to be anaesthetised, it's out of the question. So they decide squash might be an easier option.
She's just choosing to stay as high. She's got the advantage, isn't she?
But she really isn't playing ball either, and unfortunately, Georgia is at the sharp end of her disapproval.
These birds are always going to be tricky to catch. Unfortunately, trying to get them into something like a crash cage is not something they want to go in. They're not feeling great. There's a lot going on and they're not going to voluntarily walk in, so we do have to try and physically move them.
And the quills just keep on coming. With squash proving prickly, they decide to go for pumpkin instead.
Oh, blimey. That's quite a few. Good girl. Well done.
And miraculously, she walks straight into the crate.
The one I thought was going to be the trickiest one turned out to be the slightly easier one.
That just leaves squash.
Good girl. Well done. Good girl.
Finally, she's in, and amazingly, Sam and the team have come out of it unscathed.
Yay! These gloves are covered in fines. My hands are absolutely fine. They didn't reach my skin, and the gloves have done their job.
Pumpkin and squash might be a bit fed up, but the quills will grow back, and most importantly, they can get their teeth checked out.
So fingers crossed that it's just a case of a bit of a scale and polish, and back they come.
This would be the best case scenario, but there's a very real possibility that things could be far more serious.
I think longer term risks are that they're not going to be able to use their teeth as they should, or they're not going to have any teeth if they have to be removed. It does require extraction, things like that, then it may be a more serious kind of lifelong issue that they're going to have to deal with. Well done.
Right now though, in this immediate moment, Sam has an even greater fear.
Worst case scenario for any animal going in for anaesthetic is that they don't come back. I know it sounds very matter of fact, but it is always a risk.
All Sam can do now is wait and hope for the best.